10 years of Pokemon Go. 10 years of playing this mobile game that was just supposed to be a fad that everybody was supposed to quit, and it was never supposed to continue. 10 years. This is the longest relationship I've ever had with anything, and I'm retiring. All right, listen, today's video, we're just going to kind of sit down, chop it up. I was inspired by Pokedaxy's video, which was talking about essentially him feeling burnt out in the Pokemon Go space right now. So we're going to give my take, I guess you would say, on that feeling and being in that place and being one of the most consistent brands in the Pokemon Go space for the last 10 years. I cannot emphasize that enough because some of you may have watched from the beginning. Some of you may have watched this channel very recently. You might be brand new, and if you are, welcome. And I want to clarify something when I say retiring. And I'm not retiring from the game. I'm not quitting content. This almost feels like one of those clickbait April Fools, like, I'm quitting. But, like, you know, you just take, like, a week break, you know? Like, this is not... I've been on YouTube for a long time, and I feel like I've made those videos before, like, as a joke. So this isn't a joke, but, like, it's kind of a joke to where just I'm not quitting content. The Mystic 7 brand will continue to pump out content more than ever. I shouldn't say more than ever, more than recently, that is. But I am retiring from a very specific part of Pokemon Go, which is the grind. There's a very big difference between playing Pokemon Go, just kind of casually playing, and, like, grinding it, you know? Grinding it means you play every single day, you go to every event, every community day, every global event, travel everywhere. Kind of think about like the Mystic 7 channel in 2017, 2018, 2019, right? Even through the pandemic and after the pandemic, you know, traveling everywhere, going everywhere, went to every single event, every city safari, even though they sucked. Like, we went everywhere, we did everything. Like, the Pokemon Go grind, like, I was married to the Pokemon Go grind. And for a bunch of reasons, which I'll be talking about today, I'm retiring from that. So that's what I'm retiring from. We're not going to stop making content. I'm not going to stop playing the game. I'm not going to stop playing the big major events and raid days and raid weekends. I'm going to do my best to be able to to cover everything, essentially, and to still make content on everything. But I am absolutely retiring from the grind. You honestly probably have already noticed this on the channel if you follow along and, again, have been around for a while, to where, like, I'm not going to all the Go Fest events anymore. I'm not really traveling to the city safaris or even the Go Wild area event that happened, or, you know, I don't play community day events anymore. I really haven't been playing many of the events that we get on a monthly basis. And there's more reasons than just, like, me retiring than that. Again, I'll explain. But, like, you might have already noticed. And also, too, the last, like, 6 months, maybe even a year, we haven't really uploaded that much on the Mystic 7 channel, myself and the team. And that's me. That's me not really feeling the game or wanting to upload, or, like, me being very focused on other things. I had a really hard year last year, really rough year last year, and, like, it was a lot of work to make the year not suck, you know? Luckily, I have a great team here at, like, the Mystic headquarters with Corey and with Reese, and we have a new team member named Emilian who is amazing and makes all of our, and, like, edits all of the short form content and the graphics that we're now making, which I'll talk about in a second. So huge shout out to the Mystic team, which, like, helped keep the whole, like, system together, which is great. And then I got engaged last year, and my fiance has, like, helped keep me alive, you know, and going. So, like, that was great. So, you know, I had I had the support group, but man, it was a tough year, right? And because of that and other reasons, like, we didn't upload that much. Like, the videos were, we made some great videos, we made some okay videos, you know, and, like, it kind of all was, like, on my shoulders of my, like, lack of interest and effort, and it was a weird year for the Mystic 7 brand. So I'm sure you've already noticed the ebbs and flows, you know, which is why I keep saying 10 years. This game has been around for 10 years. We've seen the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows, both with game excitement and YouTube content and my upload consistency. It's 10 years. It's been all over the place. So right now, it's a weird time for me because up until maybe 2 years ago, the only thing that I did was Pokemon Go and YouTube videos. That was it. It's all my days consisted of, was waking up, editing videos, uploading videos, and then going out and playing Pokemon Go to make more videos. And that's all I focused on. That was the only thing that was in, like, my sphere, you know? It's all I did. It's all I thought about, which is why the videos were so great and we uploaded so frequently, and we, you know, Reese and I were cranking out, and me before Reese, cranking out daily videos for a very long time. It's been a while. We've had some wild seasons on the Mystic 7 channel, and that's because for, you know, a period of 8 years, you know, 7 years, the only thing that I did was play Pokemon Go and make YouTube videos. And I'd like to think I'm like an entrepreneurial person. I know I probably just come off as like a goofy Pokemon Go player, but I like to think of myself as like an entrepreneurial person. I'm like, I have a lot of ideas. My editor Reese, I feel like is haunted by my ideas because I have a new idea and then we all get sidetracked and there's a bunch of extra work to do. My good ideas sometimes aren't great, and sometimes they work, like Mystic Rips, the brand that we built there, and we as a team worked very hard on, and that we found a lot of success with. So well, whatever. This like life that was like married to the grind of Pokemon Go for me, I think is officially over, and I think that I am officially entering a new era and chapter in my life that requires me to not be married to the grind of Pokemon Go. I'm level 74. Like, I did not race to level 80, and the things to get to level 80 aren't that hard. Granted, it takes a lot of time. I'm currently sending 500 gifts to friends. There's a time lock on that. But 1,000 great throws and 250 field research or hatching 100 eggs, we used to do that in a day. Not a day, but we would do 100 egg hatch videos. These tasks typically would take me, a week to do, a couple days to do, or I do it all in one day, hatch 100 eggs in a day. I would go and do that. Whereas now I'm not, I'm not going to. And it's just a different world. So that's what kind of today's video is about. And again, very inspired by Pokedax's video. But I think when looking at the Pokemon Go space and community, I think there's kind of a couple reasons why I feel the need to just kind of step back a little bit and focus on other things. For one, I feel like I'm adulting. Some of you, this channel is 13 years old this year, 13 years old. So some of you have been watching since the start, since the Clash of Clans days. And if you were watching 13 years ago, I could only imagine how different your life is from when you started watching the Mystic 7 channel to now, right? And same, right? A lot of life is, I'm 28 years old, right? 13 years is almost half of my life, which is insane. So that's crazy, right? And a lot has changed. So, when I first started making Pokemon Go content, I had just graduated high school, moved to my own apartment by myself. It was just me and bags of chicken nuggets from Costco and my camera and my laptop, and I just cranked out videos, and that was my life, right? Now my life is very different. I have a fiance, we're very happily engaged, we currently are working with wedding planners to plan a wedding. Wow, that's crazy, never done that before, right? So I'm doing that. We have financial plans, and we have goals we're working towards, and investments and property stuff. I'm thinking about that kind of stuff now. I'm talking thinking about kids one day, and trying to financially plan for that eventually. It feels what is it? At 25 years old, the male frontal cortex fully develops, right? And there's a bunch of memes around that, and I feel like I hit that, and it's just oh. There's more responsibility. There's more things going on in the world and in my life than just playing Pokemon Go or even making Pokemon Go videos. And again, I think this is going to be a video of tangents. So just know that I'm going to ramble. I have 4 bullet points in front of me, and they're not very detailed. So I'm just going to fly around in this video. But maybe we talk about Pokemon Go first, and we can talk about me and my life and my personal stuff later, because I'm sure most of you who are, even if you're still watching at all, most of you are probably more interested in the Pokemon Go side of things because we're all players, right? And then for those of you who are interested in me personally, I'll do that later. So Pokemon Go is in an interesting place to where Scopely bought Pokemon Go last year, right? Pokemon Go wasn't in a really fun, exciting place last year because Niantic was basically just beefing the game up for a sale. And before that, they were just farming data to sell to the government. So the game wasn't really being optimized for fun. The last time the game was optimized for fun was during the pandemic, and that's because they had to do that to save the game. And then after that, it just went back to not that fun. So the game hasn't really been super exciting and fun for a while. I will say though, the cool thing with Scopely taking the game over is that you can tell that there's a lot of reinvestment back into Pokemon Go. We've seen a lot of new feature releases, a lot of bugs that have been fixed, a lot of events in Pokemon and Shinies. There's been a lot of cool stuff. The difference, though, that I've noticed that makes it very hard on the content side of things is that with Pokemon Go, there's a lot more happening, but there's much smaller things, right? So more frequently, but less exciting, which helps keep people engaged consistently rather than bringing people back a couple times a month. They want people to play all the time, right? So there's always things to do, new features to try, and maybe 1 or 2 new Pokemon or new Shinies to catch, but it's a lot of little stuff. And for me as a content creator, it's really hard to make content around little events, little features. There's not really that much exciting things to do or things to cover. There's not like we used to have like explosive Pokemon Go events. Like they were a big deal. Every event was a big deal for some reason. And now it's not like that. Every event is like extremely mediocre. And sometimes we have something big come around like the Kyurem Raid Day. But the Kyurem Raid Day was 3 hours, you know, like, and it was like 3 different raid bosses. Like it wasn't really well done. So I don't know. So the game's in a weird place to where there's a lot more to do. There's always things to do. There's always stuff to work on, but it's like a lot of like little stuff that just isn't that interesting, you know? So it's hard for me to make content on that. So there's that, right? That like on the content, the game side of things. And also too, the game is just in like a low hype cycle. And this is year 10 of Pokemon Go. That happens when games exist for a long time, is like, they'll be very hyped and then they'll be mid, and then they'll be very hyped and then they'll be mid, right? And like right now, Pokemon Go is like kind of like on, I would say, like an uptrend of a hype cycle. Also, this is the 10-year anniversary of the game, 30 years of Pokemon. I expect 2026 to be a big year for Pokemon Go. So like we're really doubling down on content, but you know, we've been in like a slump, right? So a combination of like not a lot of things to cover, being in a slump, doing this for 10 years, like really grinds the grinds the motivation down a little bit and makes it hard to make videos, which is why a lot of content creators who I'm friends with, who, you know, were also around 10 years ago, a lot of people aren't really uploading anymore, or only upload a little bit, or don't upload at all. And it's probably a combination of all of these reasons of just like, you know, in 10 years, like your life changes a lot, your priorities change a lot, and like what you need to put your time towards every day changes a lot. So, you know, myself and I'm sure many others just have other things going on. Also, the game's not inherently very exciting. There's not a lot of hype around it or growth or new players, which makes it hard for content creators. And one thing that this is more of a request maybe to those watching from Scopely, but you know, like Niantic did an okay job. Scopely hasn't is doing like the Pokemon Go team's doing a good job, but like there's not a whole lot of incentive from the Pokemon Go developers for creators, you know? So I won't get into really anything specific, but like one example I'll give, and this is going to be interesting because it's going to make me sound greedy, and I understand. Listen, I like money, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. I like money. But this is going to make me maybe sound a little greedy. Creator codes would make a big difference for everybody. I, as like one of the biggest creators, I would make a lot of money from a creator code. Like I have friends in Fortnite, and they tell me how much money they made, or like the Clash people tell me like their creator code earnings, and like the big people make a lot of money, right? So like for me and for my team, and I employ multiple people, and I have an office location, like I have very high expenses. So a creator code would be great because it would help me pay for things. But I would make good money from it, right? So that's great. For everybody else, for smaller creators, especially the smaller creators, creator codes are like a lifeline, you know, like it's like a way for people who don't stream or don't have a Patreon to be able to like get community support to like make more content. It's an incentive from the game company for the content creators to go out and do more free marketing for the game, you know? So I guess it's not free if you're giving a creator code, but also, you know, us as creators, we incentivize spend, whatever. There's great economics behind it. It's why Epic Games and Fortnite does it, and Call of Duty and all of these other major franchises. So, you know, Pokemon Go as a creator, it's just a weird space because like the game doesn't give that many incentives to like create content, or, you know, also too, like the more money you make as a creator, the better, because you can invest more in your team, right? And you can make bigger videos, more content. You can expand your operation. Like there's really none of that, you know, just because there's no creator codes. And so there's that. And then also, again, you know, game's been a little stale. It's been 10 years. Like we're kind of on a low hype cycle. So those are the reasons why I like the Pokemon Go side of things. I think that like I'm just kind of like not really in it right now. Like I don't really feel incentivized to grind. And then also too, maybe moving into the more personal side of it, is that like my life is very different. Like I said, you know, I got engaged. I'm thinking about like adult stuff. You know, I'm 28. Start thinking about like kids and like kind of like a house and investments and like those kind of things. And then for me personally, like business is fun. I like doing things, and I like new ideas and new technology and all this kind of fun stuff. So Mystic Rips is a brand and company that myself and my team launched a couple years ago. We had some very, very big complications with the company. Mystic Rips was a very rough like year because of that, and some unfortunate decisions made by people, and it was luckily rectified and done, and I was able to move on with my life, and I was able to retain most of the team and keep most of the people on the payroll and keep the office, and holy moly was it stressful, but we survived. Great job to the team on that, on helping on that. So there was that. But the nice thing is like Mystic Rips is now one of the biggest Pokemon card brands in the Pokemon card community. I don't know if any of you guys watch Pokemon cards or like Pokemon card content, because this is a Pokemon Go channel, but kind of cool. You know, myself and the team, we own, operate, and manage the biggest Pokemon Go YouTube channel, which is kind of cool, and one of the biggest Pokemon card YouTube channels and social media brands, which is kind of cool. And we upload a lot of content. So I've got that, you know, I've got Pokemon Go, the brand going. We've got the Mystic Rips brand going. I have a personal brand and a personal channel where I talk about like YouTube strategy, business strategy, YouTube creator finance. So like kind of relaunching and uploading there, making long form and short form content. So like that's happening. And then I have some other projects, like I'm working with Sid on her content and like their content strategy and helping her build up her stuff. And I think that's great because it's like an investment into like my partner, you know, and like her brand and business grows, and like that's fun. And then I recently got addicted to Arc Raiders. Like I'm so into Arc Raiders, but I don't have that much time in the day. So to justify time in the day, I'm now probably hiring another editor and working with another editor to be able to stream Arc Raiders and make YouTube videos from that, so that, you know, I can build another brand there for Arc. And I don't know how serious I want to be about that or how hard I want to go on that, because I have some other very, very cool like new technology plans that I'm working on and projects that I'm working. I just got a lot going on. That's not Pokemon Go. And I think that's a big thing for me personally, is that I just got a lot going on that's not Pokemon Go. You know, so for me to like pause my life for 7 days to travel to another country to play a 3-day event that's maybe going to get 100,000 views of video and not have a guaranteed sponsor behind it. So I might just lose money on the trip altogether because it's expensive to travel, more expensive to travel now than ever. And Pokemon Go is not getting that much views and the events aren't that great sometimes. You know, like there's just too much going on in my like universe right now to justify that, even though Mystic 7 is the #1 channel in the community. You know what I'm saying? Very odd catch-22 of like, we're the biggest channel, we want to maintain that, but like, I can't fully invest in like grinding Pokemon Go like I used to be able to. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, so the thing with the Pokemon Go channel and with Mystic 7 is that the videos, we used to upload every day, and then we uploaded every other day, and then we made one video a week for a while there, less than that, you know, and now myself and the team working very, very hard to bring back the videos up to 3 videos a week. So that's what we're shooting for going forward. So when I say I'm retiring from like the Pokemon Go grind, again, I don't mean like the content grind, because we're making a lot more content now. I think this is going to be a big year. I want to maintain the Mystic 7 channel because this is a 13-year-old YouTube channel. This is like YouTube history, kind of. This is cool that we're all still here doing this thing. I think that's great. The game is great. The community is great. Like there's no reason to walk away, you know, or like to quit, at least not now. So I'm not going to. So yeah, so like what to expect on the Pokemon Go channel. I think I think we can expect a very exciting year for Pokemon Go and some cool things and big events and stuff, and on the Pokemon Go side. And then on the Mystic 7 channel side, I think that I know that for a fact, you as, you know, are one of the community members here, can expect a lot more content. So we're making daily short form content. Daily. We hired someone new to the team named Emilian. He's been killing it. The contents look great. We keep working and improving. It's awesome. Super fun working with him now and having him as a part of like the like, you know, Mystic internal community. So we've got that happening. So we've got daily short form content that is like very on, happening daily, doing great. We're doing that. We're building on new social media platforms. Like we're starting to post. We're trying to get on like build up on Facebook and revive my Twitter account and grow on maybe Snapchat. Like, you know, we're looking into these other accounts that we should have been posting on the whole time and like starting to focus on them. So daily short form content. We also are making graphics. Emilian makes all the graphics. They look amazing. So kind of like those graphics that you see that show an event overview or a raid guide. We're making all of those in-house now and posting it on all of our social media platforms. So we're doing that. So even more coverage for our community on events and event information. If you don't want to watch a full video, we have the graphic. And as I said, 3 long form videos a week. So a lot of these will be videos that we've made in the past, like new Pokemon predictions or new feature predictions, or, you know, top 20 Pokemon you can no longer catch, things like that. We'll have videos where I go out and actually do things or play specific raid events, where I level up. Still have that, but it'll be kind of a challenge this year because I don't have as much time to like play Pokemon Go intensely every single day, but we still want to maintain this 3 videos a week upload schedule. So we're just going really hard on content. And again, you know, why I'm not going to go so hard on Pokemon Go is because we're also doing the same thing for Mystic Rips, which is a completely different brand. It's kind of a different audience. Like people, it's funny, like I'll meet some of you out while playing Pokemon Go and you'll be like, hey, are you Mystic 7? good to meet you. I'm like, yes. And then I'll go to a card convention or I'll be in a card shop and then somebody will come up and say, hey, are you Mystic Rips? I'm like, I'm also that guy. I'm like a man of many faces, like Game of Thrones, I guess, you know? But Mystic Rips, you know, me and the same team that makes all the Pokemon Go content, everybody works very hard here. We do Mystic Rips. We do 3 videos a week, 3 long-form YouTube videos a week. We make graphics for news announcements, and we make 1 short-form video per day. So we're very, very active on Mystic Rips. And probably adding to the table my personal brand, which will probably be somewhere around like 3 to 5 short-form videos per week, and then 1 long-form video per week. So much less than the Pokemon stuff. But still like very high output there. And then again, I think I'm kind of wasting my own time with this Arc Raiders thing, but like the game is so explosive that I think I know social media well enough to where I could probably grow a decent sized brand, like bring in like ad dollars and stuff for the company and system. So I'm not actually wasting my time, you know? But like Arc Raiders, like gonna revive the Mystic 7 Plays channel, which was the old Clash of Clans channel, and gonna stream the game and play the game on stream. Mystic 7 Plays. If you like Arc Raiders, go check that out. I would literally be playing that game after I record this video. So doing that, making long form videos from the streams to like make content and put out, and you know, that's a new project. And then again, I have some like very exciting like new technology projects that I'm working on behind the scenes. One of them is a software company that's building like AI powered software for content creators. Another one is like content, you know, using like AI technology. There's like a lot of stuff that I'm doing in the background that is very exciting and very fun, and that isn't Pokemon Go. So yeah, I don't know. So I guess that's like the long and short. And again, like on the personal side of things, like I said earlier, like I'm engaged, planning a wedding, paying for a wedding. Like we want to live in New York and LA, and we want to buy a house one day and like have kids. You know, there's like a lot of things to do and like a lot of things to plan for. And I can't just like spend all of my money traveling to catch Pokemon anymore. So, which again, ironic because we're still the biggest Pokemon Go YouTube channel, and like myself and my team intend on holding that, but definitely less dedicated to the grind. So yeah, I don't know. So I think the Mystic 7 channel and the brand here on Pokemon Go is going to feel a little different this year because we're going to have very high output on content, but like I'll be doing less and playing less, going to less global events. Still going to go to Go Fest in Japan, maybe in Europe, maybe, probably not. Definitely still going to Go Fest in Chicago this year. So still doing all those like big ones. You know, we'll still be doing the tour event, which is going to be in Los Angeles, which is great. So still like going to the in-person event and playing that. So still doing the big events, still covering the big things, making collaborative content with friends when I'm around them. Still doing the thing, right? Just like not nearly as hard. Like definitely not grinding. But when I go to Go Fest, like we'll get 100 shinies. You know, we'll do those challenges. We'll still do those big videos that we're known for. But it's just not going to be like before, you know? So, and I've got some travel lined up this year, and you know, we'll make some Pokemon Go videos alongside it, like probably like more Hawaii content, some Europe content because I have to go out there. But you know, I used to travel for Pokemon Go, like travel to go get a regional or travel to experience an area and just vlog Pokemon Go the whole time. That's over. Like that era is pretty officially over. We might have some videos like that, but like again, you know, I think that the Pokemon Go grind, the Mystic 7 Pokemon Go grind era, is probably pretty over. That said, I'm still playing the account every day. I'm still mega evolving to max out my max level megas. I am still best buddying certain Pokemon that are Shundos. Still trading. We're still playing all of the events. You know, I got my fused Kyurem, even though we didn't raid that many raids. Like, still doing all the things. I still play every day, technically, and the account is still open and, like, happening, and there's maintenance happening on the account. And I still play the major events. Just, again, not going to grind like I did when I was, like, 18 or, like, 22, you know? I'm 28. I'm Unk now. I'm Unk now. Nearly 30, you know? So, like, focusing up on a lot of these other events, or a lot of these other like things in my life and other businesses and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of want to like just make this video and ramble. Honestly, I thought I would have much more to talk about. I've been talking for about 25 minutes now, and I figured that I'd have a lot to talk about because Pokemon Go has been like the biggest part of my life for 10 years. And I very much so feel like, although I'm not stepping away from it, I'm probably stepping away from it as much as I have, while still making it a serious thing that I do. I don't know, man. So I don't know. We'll see. You'll see a lot more content. You know, like we invested a lot of money last year into like the studio and the setup and all the equipment, and to make sure the videos are very high quality and great. So the content will continue. Just letting you know, and kind of just letting you know where my head's at, and like a life update, because I feel like I haven't really done this in a while. Because I don't treat I don't treat social media like social media anymore. Like I don't use my Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. I treat social media like a tool. It's a business tool for me, right? Like, YouTube is a business tool. I put out YouTube videos that pertain to the specific brand that are tailored to the specific audience within the specific niche. It's very, very like tactical and strategic and optimized. Sitting here telling you about my life on any social media platform is not tactical, strategic, or optimized, so I don't do it. It just doesn't make any sense to me anymore, right? That's just not how social media is anymore. So I guess this was nice to be able to just talk, to blabber, and update you on like my life, because I don't know if any of you actually, I don't know if any of you care, and it doesn't hurt me either or, like we're all here because I make Pokemon Go content at the end of the day. Like if I sat here and talked about my life every video, I'm sure many of you would still watch, but like most of us would not, so that's fine. I get it. Like this is a Pokemon Go channel. So just kind of updating you on like my thoughts on Pokemon Go, my life and all that stuff. And I'll stop rambling. So thank you, by the way. And I'll probably make a more official video of like 10 years of Mystic 7 soon, or 10 years of Pokemon Go, like a big montage video where I give maybe like a more elaborate thank you. But thank you to all of you who have watched for 10 years, whether you started watching and then you quit for 7 years and you came back, or this is your first time here. Like, thank you for being part of this 10-year journey. All of you who are part of this community, who have helped keep this brand and this YouTube channel and this amazing community alive, afloat, and keeping it a community. I really appreciate that. I've had a very weird relationship with the Pokemon community over these last 10 years. I want to say, very negative experience with the Pokemon community, both the like general Pokemon community and especially the Pokemon card community. Really, oh man, I can make an hour-long video about that, about my thoughts and opinions and feelings on that. But what I've always felt welcomed by is our community, the community that we've built here. This is what's felt like a home. This is where I have felt like accepted and included. Not really the Pokemon community. I've never really felt that in Pokemon and continue to not feel that. But here on this channel and in this community, I have felt that. So thank you to all of you who have like brought me in and accepted me into like the Pokemon community and like the Pokemon Go community, and have again ridden with us for 10 years and vibed out on this channel for 10 years now on Pokemon Go, and 13 years now for everything else, or even longer maybe. But yeah, so thank you. I appreciate it, seriously. And I look forward to making more content with the team for your enjoyment and keeping you all informed on new updates and new events. And I think we're going to have a great year, and we're going to make sure to cover all of it here on the Mystic 7 channel. I just will be grinding Pokemon Go less. So hope you understand. And I hope you all have a wonderful 2026. And again, can't wait to make videos for you guys. Thank you for listening to my rant.